Do you want to start or do you want me to?
You can.
Okay, so today was like crazy hectic and there was a lot going on and there was a lot of driving involved because there were a lot of different places that I needed to be at certain times. One thing ended up not panning out, so that's why I was home early. Anyways, I woke up this morning and I went to my practicum site, but I went to one of our other offices, not our primary offices, because I needed to double check that all of the testing material that I would need was there and that I knew where it was. So that was taken care of and that's all set now. There's one that I'm not familiar with that I'm going to need to learn, obviously, before I administer it. So I'm meeting with another intern probably Wednesday morning, and they're going to help me go over it. So I've heard that this particular assessment is not terribly difficult to administer, so should be okay. Then I had supervision. During supervision, I presented my case and got a lot of really good, really constructive feedback about that. So I was quite happy about that. And then I had to race from there to go to our church. And when I was at the church, I met with one of the faith formation directors, and she, because I wanted to be a lector, and it was fun. She walked me through the entire process of where you sit and what the booklet uses and where you put it on the podium when you're up on the altar. And she wanted to hear me read, so she sat in the back and she turned the microphone on, and there was no one else in the entire church, so my voice really echoed, and it was fun. I mean, doing it for one person, I wasn't terribly nervous. I just started reading, and it was fine. She told me that I could actually be just a little bit louder, so that's something that I'm gonna try and focus on. She said when you're speaking to a crowd, a good general tip is, if you have a good microphone, not to worry about the position of the microphone to your mouth, but because it'll pick up if it's sensitive, but think about projecting your voice to the person in the back of the room as if you were having a conversation with them. So I did that, and that fixed my volume. I'm really excited about it. It's a small way to serve the church and be a more active participant in the Mass. Weekends where I don't do this, I would really like to be a Eucharistic minister, but I was encouraged to take things one step at a time, start with this, get comfortable, and then I'll get trained up on how to be a Eucharistic minister, and then on weekends where I'm not lecturing, I'll do that. So that'll be really, really nice. You talk about celebrating the Mass. I mean, that's going to be a true celebration. So then after that, I raced off to the research laboratory, and I thought that I had a session today. I was a little nervous about this session because I'm relatively new to the lab, and this was going to be the first session that I will have ran without someone shadowing me to help guide me through the process. So I was I would have been on my own. Session was rescheduled from this Friday to next, so same challenge, just 1 week away, and which is good because I have more time to prepare and everything. And it wasn't like the drive was wasted or anything because we have our regularly scheduled lab meeting anyway. So I attended that, and that was all fairly basic. Nothing terribly important happened at the lab meeting. We were just going over some organizational stuff, calendar stuff, availability, calling people back that say they were interested in sessions. Nothing overwhelmingly interesting, apart from one thing, which was a comprehensive list of conferences that we could attend and present our research at. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you're applying for your PhD, having poster presentations, of which the research symposium was one, but that's an in-house sort of presentation. So you want something from outside of your institution ideally multiple things, but so I'm going to take a look at that spreadsheet and look at what the conference is, because like some are larger, some are smaller, some are more general, and some are very specific. So you have to submit your research for approval. And I guess from what I was told, it's not uncommon for it to be rejected, so you shouldn't be like discouraged by that. It's more about like the fit. Well, yes, it's obviously about the quality of the research, but also like the fit within the overall conference. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, I want to talk to the lab coordinators about that more, because like I have my own research that I conducted from our university, but if I could use the same or some of the data from like the current study that I'm doing at the other university, then that could be cool as well. Well, it would just, they're very different, so I could apply to more things. Yeah, and then I came home, and something I want to talk to you about after you tell me all about your day is this little challenge that we're embarking on today. And I'm excited about it. I also think we are grossly underprepared. And and that worries me. So, do you want to talk about it, or do you want to talk about your day first?
We can talk about that first. I mean...
Cool. So what are we doing?
Oh, like, okay, well, we're going camping for one night. And we've never set up a tent. We have a tent from your parents.
Yep.
We don't have an air mattress from them. We need that.
Yes.
We are bringing our own sheets, pillows, comforter. So that should be fine.
Like our normal comforter? I hope not, right?
Yes, but I ordered a new one today because that one is ripping and it's like discolored. So, well, we've had it for...
No, it's not.
Yes, it has like quite a few spots on it. Not like no, I'm talking like literal like tiny like blood spots. Like somebody had a pimple or something like this. Like it looks like it was like a tiny like. Or Missy attacked our legs and feet, and the blood got on it. Like, stuff like that. It just looks kind of...
That was not uncommon for a long time there.
Nasty. So anyway, I'm like, you know what? Whatever. So I literally ordered the same one today. But a new one. Because I really
like it too, yeah. That's why I was sad to see it go.
Well, it's not too masculine, and it's not too feminine. But
it's our bed, and it fits both of us. Yeah.
The vibe of the room, so... Just reordered that. It also had some rips in it, so I gotta be gentler on it when I realized recently that bleach can be like completely destructive on towels.
It also doesn't need to be washed like every week.
I don't wash it every week. I wash the sheets every week. Look, those are fighting words. You know, laundry is like my only chore. So. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be fine, I think. We already have the tarp. Like, you gotta figure out your food situation.
That's not a big deal. We just gotta go to the grocery store. Non-perishable items, and then we're fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to figure out something non-perishable for Brecky. Probably.
Probably nothing that you would enjoy, right? Like...
Not really.
Yeah.
Brecky and lunch.
Ugh.
I want to leave, though, like...
You said like three or four. That's like, babe, I was like, wake up and go kind of thing. Like,
yeah. You're really not into it?
I don't know. If I'm having fun, then yeah, but otherwise, I don't want to go.
Thought we were going to like the lake and to play volleyball.
We will not leave without playing volleyball, I promise you.
Good. We just gotta kind of, I mean, it's already 3:15. We have to go to the grocery store. We'll be there at
like 6 or 7. Like, it's...
Okay.
It is what it is.
Look,
They only told us 3 o'clock today.
I don't care.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, we were never going to be there at 3 to begin with.
Yeah, well, most people aren't. I mean, most people don't get off work until between 4:30 and 6. So
yeah, they must have taken the day off or gotten off early or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's literally fine. It's one night, babe.
Have you seen Man vs. Wild before? That's what it's going to be like, okay? And I'm Bear Grylls.
Okay. You're what?
He's a main character, the host of the show. Yeah. He's awesome. For us, you don't know him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He has that spin-off, Running Wild, with Bear Grylls. It's him and the celebrities.
Yeah.
Shaq was on it.
He's on everything.
Well, he's awesome.
Oh my gosh. So I think we'll be fine.
That didn't inspire a lot of
I
confidence.
didn't want to go to begin with.
I encouraged you to go.
Everyone knew this. Everyone knew this.
It's a beautiful day. At least it's not raining. It was raining earlier.
The weather could not be more perfect.
And you'll get to swim.
I do love to swim.
And you'll get to play volleyball.
I love all those things.
You can have a little slice at home. Tonight we can watch like The Chosen or something in our tent.
Yes. Oh, we actually need that. Okay, so anyway, we're going to be fine. It's all going to work out. But I need to pivot to another topic very quickly.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Your obsession with The Chosen and my need for my guilty pleasures.
Mophie.
More, yeah, I'm talking worse. Kardashians and Bachelorette. We're at a bit of a crossroads right now, the two of us. Because
I actually had a feeling coming on that like told me you were going to want to talk about this.
Oh.
I did.
Well, because it's like, I know what's right, and I love The Chosen.
Yeah.
Like, I actually do. We've talked about it. But
okay, so instead,
but it's just, that's what I'm trying to call it, is a guilty pleasure. Like, there are things in life, like ice cream, that I know aren't the best for me, but it's not like I live like the Kardashians. I heard today.
No one does, by the way.
I heard today, I know, that Kim is getting snake. Tells you what I'm really thinking. Salmon.
Freudian slip.
Salmon sperm
What?
put in her because it's supposed to make you more youthful or something.
That's got to be a fake headline, right? Okay, but also, like, I love you. That's garbage, though. Like, that information. Like, we could be filling our heads with, like, life of God.
No, I heard that. My mom told me that. I didn't.
But I'm going to meet you halfway here. Okay. So, like, we were going a bit crazy there with, like, 2 episodes of The Chosen a night, right? How about we can go down to 1 episode of The Chosen, and then your choice, before or after, we could do one of the guilty pleasures.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's great. That's
Okay.
great. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't even know if we have time for this. I'm, like, being completely honest. So, this is probably the ender. But what do you have anything else to talk about?
I guess not at the moment.
Okay, so today I was like on a big errand grind. First of all, I cleaned our house, but mainly I had to get caught up on laundry. Thank you.
You did a good job.
Thanks. So I was like kind of grinding this morning. At about 10 I leave. I watched a great Hannah Mott video. And
How's Hannah Elise doing?
I haven't watched her in a long time.
She moved out of New York, yeah?
She announced that she is, but she hasn't. So
to Charleston,
yes.
right? Yeah.
So the
Great
video,
move.
the video was called "A half-wasted day is not equal to a not productive day" or something. The moral of the story is like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I snoozed my alarm, like I didn't get going right at, whatever, 6 a.m, the whole day's ruined."
Yeah.
But like how like she got going at like 11 and like had like a super productive like afternoon and a nice evening.
Sure.
I actually appreciated what the video was trying to say.
And it also depends how you define like productivity, right?
Yeah.
Like you can be like financially productive, meaning that you worked really hard like within your like job, perhaps for like many hours in a day. But maybe you do like a combination of that, and then you do something related to fitness, something related to faith, friendships. Like if you like dip into all of your buckets, then at the end of the day, if you did a little bit of everything,
right, you can
that's
feel
just
good
like
about it.
productive in the sense that you like accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
Like in the things that are meaningful.
Yeah. In the
you.
female sphere, though, I'd argue it's more related to cleaning, cooking, shopping.
Okay.
errandy type things.
I mean, okay, well, like, if those are things you enjoy, like, there's all, like, some of those...
But this is productivity, like...
I hear that, but, like, there's some things that, like, out of that list, those are things that, like, we all, as people, men and women, just have to do.
Right.
Some of those other things, like cleaning, for example. But some of those other things, if you just, like, enjoy them,
yeah,
right, like there's time for that.
Yeah, she listed a bunch of stuff on Poshmark and it all like sold out immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's awesome. But anyway, this is what I actually wanted to talk about. So as you know, I hate Crunch Fitness. So I would like to... Yes, the saga has not ended. So as you know, in March... Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, so in March we joined Crunch Fitness as a place to have vacation lifts on spring break.
Because joining with one person for a month was cheaper than two people paying for day passes for a week.
Yes.
Because if one person joins for a month, you can bring a guest each one of those days that we used it.
Thank you. Yeah. So, unbeknownst to me, but probably somewhat my fault for not reading the fine print.
Nobody does. I don't blame you for that.
Thank you.
We should all try to be better at that.
It was a 90-day contract.
Oh.
So, okay.
Oh.
Okay. So, basically...
But that's like 3 months. How did that, like... I'm surprised you, like...
So, it was in March.
You're so detail-oriented. Did they not have just a monthly thing? The minimum was 3 months?
I was assuming it was phrased that it was a month-to-month membership. So it's false advertising. It's phrased as month-to-month membership, but they don't tell you
3.
It's 90 days. So, or maybe they did, whatever. The moral of the story is, I have been harassed. I have been spoken down to. I have been passed around. I've been put on hold only for no one to ever come. I feel completely taken advantage of because we do not live in the state.
Yeah.
Which they know they can get away with it because I'm not going to march up there like a Karen. Well,
we live in Michigan. You're not going to fly or drive down there. That's insane.
And that was another argument. They're like, oh, we're not even supposed to cancel over the phone, so you're going to have to fly. I'm doing you a favor by you not having to fly down here, which was just preposterous. So today... Excuse me. And at multiple points, I've tried to speak to a manager. I've spoken to one guy, and he was the most helpful. His name was John, and John sent me a termination that my end date of the membership was 6/27, which was the 90 days after. Okay, whatever. At this point, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I had disputed a bunch of the charges on my credit card.
Yeah.
So as to not be charged for this BS. Well, they took that as we never got payment, and I had also canceled the credit card because they were incessantly charging it. So now, now my membership date is not 6/27, but rather it's continued to renew because your membership cannot be canceled if there's a balance on the account. So today I called my parents with my tail between my legs, and I was like, I don't know what to do. This says I owe $133. I tried to call Bank of America and ask them if they could step in on my behalf because I'm sick and tired of dealing with these people. It has caused so much headache, and honestly, it's disgusting. It is frustrating and disgusting. So I called Bank of America, and they're like, you did all that you could. Like, on our end, you canceled your card, you disputed the charges, you weren't technically charged for it because we refunded you. So at this point, like, it's up to you what you do. So I go back through and I read the initial cancellation notice. When it said I owed $0, it now says I owe $133. So I literally go back to it and it says, if you have a remaining balance, your membership will not be canceled and you will be sent to collections. You know who I am. I absolutely refuse to be sent to collections or to have this impact the credit score that I am like passionate about and have worked so hard for. Okay. Over $133.
Well, we need to be careful about it because the situation is trending in that direction.
Yes. So I talked to my parents about it. And my dad gets on the phone, and he's pissed off, and he's like, literally, find the owner, and I'm going to call him. Well, can't find the owner, because this place is so extremely sketch that they literally, and it's not just this location, by the way, mind you. I actually have gripes now with Crunch in general.
We'll never be going back.
No, I never will, but I'm hopping on my soapbox for a second, because I'm so frustrated. But literally, they make everything within the franchise, because it's a franchise system. So corporate takes zero responsibility for what happens within a gym location. And also now they have phone numbers listed on the corporate website that are inactive. You call the phone number and it says this phone number is not being monitored. Goodbye. And then it's like, okay. So I've tried to
that's useless.
Yeah, I've tried to email their corporate and they say, oh, that's handled within the franchise, which is where I'm stuck because there's one phone number listed for the franchise and I get stuck with these, excuse my language, no, I'm just going to say jerks at the front desk. Yeah. The same 2 or 3 jerks. So I'm like, okay, screw this. So I literally walk into Powerhouse Novi. And I know you don't, I'm not even going to say that. I really like Sam, the owner. He's actually the person who set me up with the membership. I like him and I like Bobby. They've actually always...
Which one's Bobby?
Bobby's the
Is he young and jacked?
Kind of, yeah. He's very tall. He plays basketball sometimes.
Oh,
Beard.
okay. No,
that's Bobby. This is Sam.
And Sam's the older guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
guy.
The guy. Like, pretty sure he literally owns, like, the 5 or 6, whatever locations in our group. Mm-hmm. And he comes and he sits with me and he goes, give me the name of it. Looks it up, calls them, says he's my dad, I was very surprised by. Has me like write down like my birthday because I asked him that. And they explained the situation to him and he basically did all that he could to try to help me, but he didn't cuss, but he basically just told them like he ended the call with, he said, we own one of the biggest gym brands in Michigan, and the way you do business is disgusting, and you should know, like, this is not how you treat people. Because basically, they're like, no, sucks for you. And I literally had him do it, Shane, because, like, Sam he is a businessman. Mm-hmm. Like, he sounds a lot different on the phone than I do. And also, he knows how to talk to these people. He's a gym, like, entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. And they basically just said, there's late fees on there, and there's a yearly annual fee on there. So not only did they charge me...
How can they hit you with an annual fee for a 3-month membership? That's crazy.
Because it's amortized or so, I don't know. So he basically, like told me he was really sorry, and he's like, he goes, you need to leave the nastiest review, like, online ever. And he actually kind of recommended what my dad had said, which is that I should go on, like, social media, like, maybe even make a TikTok about it, and just pay the $133 and be done. He's like, you need to...
So in the past, that's what I've recommended.
I know.
And I'm willing to help you with that. It's just... Because no one... It's very clear that at this point, no one from this location has any interest in, like, cooperating with you, much less helping you.
And he's kept phrasing it. He goes, so what are you going to do for us in this situation? Like, how are you going to make this better? And they're like, there's nothing we can do. And I'm just like...
Yeah, Meg.
So again, that's what I don't understand. Is something he explained to me is he goes, Megan, we have a similar thing. He goes, first of all, if somebody is here on vacation, what do we say to them? We say, buy 1 month outright, because a day pass at Powerhouse is $20.
Mm-hmm.
So literally 3 days, it's $60. $60 is 1 month. So they say, just buy a month. You can pay cash, card. That's it. It's 1 month. There's no cancellation process. It's a month, and you're done forever. Here, that was the only option that they had, was either a day pass or a month to month, which I was misled. My own fault, I guess. But he said that people all the time, he goes, have to move or something, and he goes, you are in a 12-month contract. So what do? I sit down with the person, talk to them face to face, and say, like, what's your situation? And he goes, you know what? We just cancel their membership. Because doing that for someone, he goes, I always tell them, you owe the last month, and we'll just call it. Like, and he goes, people come back. He goes, do you know how many people come back to this gym? He goes, because we leave a good taste in their mouth. So I actually really appreciated, like, what he had to say, because he goes, Megan, like, you're studying business.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hard lesson to learn, but take it as a lesson and move on with your life. But remember to never, not that I ever would, but just, like, not to let greed get in the way of, like, also of reputation. Like, of wanting to have a reputation of being helpful, being kind, I argue Christian, of having ethical practices and not just being jerk-offs for $133. It goes both ways. So I paid $133.
You did.
My parents are helping me out, which I don't mind admitting. It's just the truth. And he told Sam on the phone that the membership is already canceled. I just have to pay the balance. And he told... Well,
that's good, though. At least it's not going to renew.
He told... Oh, my goodness. Sorry.
Also, Megan, now I'm glad that you chose to just pay it so that this could be over with.
Thanks, me too. It's just honestly not worth, like... I was trying to just, like, stand for something. I really was. Like, I was trying to be...
Are you crying or choking?
Choking. Trying to stand for something.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You did fight a good fight, and, your struggle reminds me of others that I've seen online. For some reason, gym memberships are notoriously difficult to cancel.
That's what I explained to Sam, and that's why he was like, we try to not be like that. And I have to take the man at his word. Like, I
didn't know that you were so close with this person. Even when we're there, I don't even see you say hello.
Oh, he always does. He always goes, Megan? Like that.
Like
That's
that.
what
Okay,
he does.
cool.
Megan? Yeah.
And does he know we're engaged?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
He does. Yeah.
Well, I assume most people there do, but he's a part of his...
of gym culture.
Gym couples, yeah.
We need to have our wedding photo on that wall.
That would be so awesome. That would actually be incredible.
And I'll, like, write in, like, cute little font, met at Power... It'll have our date, and then it'll say, met at Powerhouse.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, you shared one day, right, of, like, a back and forth that you had with Crunch. I know that this has been going on for months, and there's been, 5 or 6 other similarly difficult dead-end conversations, right? So, like, I know that, I know that this has been extremely burdensome for you. But now it sounds like you've done what you had to do to rid yourself of it. So I think that, like Sam said, we can use this as a lesson and just move on with our lives, and we won't be giving them our business again, obviously. And I'm sorry that it panned out like this. I wish they had more of a human response, but you had good people come to your corner, people that were willing to help you, and you personally did everything that you could. And ultimately, we kind of had to play by their game, meet their bottom line, because at the end of the day, that's all that it was for them. They just wanted money from you. Now they've got, let's call it a severance.
And
so that's what it
some,
is.
Yeah.
And now you're on your way.
Honestly, it just kind of sucks because, like, I was looking up information on the business, and, like, their CEO was, like, a former Marine, like, seems like an incredibly solid dude. And I honestly...
Yeah, but remember, he's not in charge of this location. Like you said, the whole franchising model.
Yeah, it's...
But you just wish that...
Yeah.
Given the good leadership that they have, like, the franchises could reflect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of...
He'd probably be upset to know, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but we shouldn't... You know the whole thing about, like, posting, like, a bad review, like, and maybe making a quote, like, TikTok or something about it. Like, we shouldn't be, like, vengeful here. We can, like, warn people so that, like, if you were to leave a review, just, like, something... Be very explicit and concise, and, like, you will have a lot of difficulties trying to cancel this membership should you choose to pursue that, right? Not like...
That's another thing.
That's
the club itself,
yeah,
I enjoyed. I actually really enjoyed working out there while we were there.
Cool.
I thought it got the job done.
Totally satisfactory.
Yeah. But to pay $133 plus the startup, like $40 at $173 for, I think, 5 lifts is disgusting. Like, that's brutal. But you live and you learn. The lesson moving forward is mainly when we go to work out on vacation or out of town, just like we do up north. Like, we're buying a day pass, we're buying a week pass, we're buying a month. So it's an in-person discussion. We walk into the gym. I'm never ever buying any of this online again in advance. So
throughout all of Florida, but especially Tampa, there's a huge bodybuilding scene. There's going to be a ton of really cool, like, private gym that we're just not aware of yet. So this is a good opportunity to totally step away from these corporate companies and just give that
support
business to, like,
business. Yeah.
So
that'd be sweet.
Yeah. How are you feeling now? Because this is, like, a very visceral thing for you. I can feel your frustration and some of your, like, sadness.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes me, like, when things like this happen, it does make me, like, reflect and just, like, kind of sad that, like, people would act in this way, because I work in retail and I've worked in food, and I just have never been that way, and it's not like I've lost my job over it. Like, if somebody's like, you made my drink wrong, you remake the drink. If somebody's like, this is broken, like, return this, like, I'm not gonna say no unless the computer tells me no. Like, if someone says, the sign said this was 20% off, like, I'm not gonna, like, that's not coming out of my pocket. So maybe for them, but even then I'm like, why are the people at the front desk being so rude? Like, because maybe I was frustrated and upset. It's something for me to think about too. Maybe the way I acted towards them out of frustration wasn't great to begin. Something I did must have put a bad taste in their mouth, so then they continued to, like, disrespect me, and it was just a really negative.
Yeah.
But the good news is we live in Michigan. They live in Florida. Like, never going there again. Like, I didn't even really have to bite the bullet. God bless my parents, because that was probably ultimately what this was about for me too, was I didn't want to have to ask for help for money. And right now, with the tax situation for my tuition, I did. And it's over now, and, like, part of me is like, pray for those people, because honestly, like, the reviews on, like, Google and stuff for that location are actually, like, pretty good, and I'm like, maybe it is if it's just your normal standard gym. The club itself is fine, yeah.
But in contrast, do you know how many stars our Powerhouse Novi has on Google? 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. It's the best gym I've ever been to, period. The culture, unbelievable, right? You've got your hardcore people, you have, like, your everydays, and then you have people, like, total newbies or people that are, like,
veteran lifters.
I was going to say, like, just, like, actually, like, elderly people that are just trying to stay fit. So they take all kinds. So I'm not sure why the reviews are so poor. I, like, genuinely don't.
Maybe I'd be interested to read them.
Yeah. Especially because they sound like they try and take care of their people when it comes to, like, billing and everything.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like something he would lie about. Like,
he doesn't strike me as a dishonest person.
No. So.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, it kind of makes me want to...
I'm glad that it's over.
Yeah.
It's
leave
over.
A good review for our gym, because you know what? That has played a huge part in our lives.
It certainly has.
Literally meeting each other.
I've been going there
best
since I was
friend.
14.
Yeah.
Like...
Met my bestie there, met you there, like, has improved my physique, like, astronomically. Like, literally leaving Powerhouse South Lyon was the best thing of my life.
At that time,
thank you, COVID, for continuing to shut down that gym to the point that I was so frustrated.
You had to up and leave.
I had to up and leave.
Yeah.
Didn't really have an issue like this with them, for whatever that's worth. I don't know why. Maybe
the issue there was the people. That was the issue with South Lyon.
Yes, but I mean, I meant canceling.
Yeah, I meant what I said too. All right.
Well, we got a lot to do. So.
You ready to go camping? Me neither. All right.